This is Toledo Symphony Lab, a behind-the-scenes look at the world of classical music from WGTE Public Media and your Toledo Symphony. I'm Brad Cresswell. Joining me today are the Toledo Symphony's president and CEO, Zach Vassar, also principal second violin and artistic administrator, Merwin Hsu. And we have two very special guests today. Well, I also forgot to mention Felicia Canny is here, and two other special guests besides Felicia. One is a returning panelist, and one is a Symphony Lab newbie. We want to welcome Tony Geftos from 13ABC, also Tamie Spears, who is graphic designer for the Symphony. Welcome to the both of you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Glad to have you here. Tony, you were here last time for the Star Wars episode, right?
It was very memorable.
Yeah. Well, we're glad to have you back. I actually did have... Well, here, let's listen to this.
Pew, pew, pew. Oh, my goodness.
Remix.
Wow. That is Tony Geftos supplying some Star Wars sound effects right there.
Is that your ringtone?
Maybe my alert tone to alert me when something is happening. But first, we have a little business to take care of here. I need you to read this for me, Tony.
Breaking news. This just in from the Symphony Lab Breaking News team. For the second year in a row, Toledo Symphony Lab has been honored with the Excellence in Broadcast Journalism Touchstone Award in Radio. The Press Club of Toledo has once again recognized Toledo Symphony Lab as the smartest, funniest, and overall best radio program in the world. For the Toledo Symphony Lab Breaking News team, I'm Tony Geftos.
Pew, pew. Wow.
He actually wrote pew pew.
Oh, I thought you added that.
I'm hoping that you'll finish all of your news reports with pew pew from now on. We expect to see that on
That
TV.
would surprise no one, unfortunately.
You could disguise it. You don't have to say it pew. You could say it pew.
Pew pew.
Pew.
As time passes, it just gets a little bit more.
Yeah. Well, that was great. It may have been a little hyperbole involved in there, but that's the nature of fake news, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Well, it's pretty awesome that the Press Club of New Orleans was the juror.
Yeah.
The
jury. Just to make it all clear, we won a big award from the Toledo Press Club, their annual Touchstone Award, second year in a row for best for radio show and series. So, yeah, yay for us. Absolutely. Well, the subject today, this is sort of our Halloween episode, so a little bit later on, and it may end up only in the podcast version, we're going to do a Haunted Toledo quiz, but that kind of relates a little bit to the subject today, coming up on, Friday, November 1st, this Friday, and that's at 8 o'clock p.m., also Saturday at 2 o'clock p.m. in the afternoon. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone in concert. Toledo Symphony providing the live soundtrack for the first in the film series of Harry Potter. Okay, so who wants to explain how this works? Because some of us saw the Star Wars in Concert program, which was a fantastic, experience. Watching the movie while you hear the John Williams score. Is it pretty much the same kind of thing that's happening for the Harry Potter?
Totally different. You take the Star Wars, you take it out, you put Harry Potter in.
Oh, my gosh.
Same composer.
Yeah.
Same orchestra.
Yeah.
Different space.
You don't want to get those. You don't want to get those mixed up. I mean, it would be kind of fun.
You take away
if you
the
played...
lightsabers and you give them all
Wands.
Yeah.
I was going to say batons.
Pew, pew.
Baton.
Pew.
I think it would be funny though if you if
That's
somebody
so disorienting.
if somebody
He's in
would
stereo.
yeah if somebody would volunteer maybe to go and switch all the books so they have to play the Star Wars score for the Harry Potter film.
Oh,
you think that'd work?
Merwin?
Well, the Star Wars book is significantly simpler than the Harry Potter book.
Really?
It is so difficult.
Yeah. What makes it so difficult?
There's a flurry of notes. I think one of the things that's tricky is he's always trying to use the instruments to depict, really kind of atmospheric flourishes, things like, owls flying by, magic spells. And he does that by making the instruments play a ridiculous number of notes in a very short period of time.
No, it's just your book, Merwin.
Wow.
So here's my limited knowledge of that. Is that still called Mickey Mousing? When you honestly, that was what they called it, right? When you try to illustrate what the movements on the screen are with the music.
I think in this case, there are actually things that you can't see. You're trying to depict speed, and so basically on screen there's like a broom and you can't actually tell how fast it's going, and we're trying to depict the speed of it. So it's actually that the hardest part is the Quidditch match. Oh, that's ridiculously
Really?
difficult. Yeah.
Well, it sounds like a big challenge for the conductor. Somebody's coming in who's done this before.
They don't have to play any notes. They're fine.
They just point the stick, right? Take a bow. That's how it works.
Actually, it's a conductor who does the show a lot. So I think they have the advantage of, several dozen performances on us.
Yeah. Well, there's a special box office phone number, right? It's at the Stranahan Theater, 419-381-8851. You can also find links to all of this at ToledoSymphony.com. Or can they call your box office and get tickets for this? Or they have to go through the Stranahan.
Yes.
Okay, good to know. You can also go to StranahanTheater.com, and you can find tickets that way as well. Okay, well, let's talk Harry Potter. I myself have seen the movies. I have not read the books.
Really?
Disappointing.
Yeah.
I think you might be the only human I know who has not read those books. Let's say,
come
Felicia.
on. Really?
I got halfway through the first one this weekend. Okay.
Oh, wow. So here's what I love.
why
is
are we doing this again?
Felicia didn't know anything about Star Wars, so she binge-watched the original trilogy.
I don't
and
know
then-
anything about Star Wars either. I've never
well,
seen
no.
any
But,
of it.
Tamie,
you
No.
weren't going on the radio
my
to
thing.
talk formally about
No,
that
true.
topic. So I am baffled.
I
You
really
did
thought
it
I could get through the
again.
whole series this weekend like a teenager.
mean-
I really thought I could do it.
This is why you didn't
Yeah.
come to the concert on Saturday.
You actually you had a cram session fail, is what you're saying. You didn't even
Yeah.
get through the first book.
Well, then
So
I
y-
started watching the movie halfway through, getting through halfway through the book, and then that was my cram session.
Well, I think we have to realize that these books were originally aimed for a really, really high level reader. Oh, no, wait. They were aimed for kids.
I own all of them. Well, but my husband, he owns all of them.
He's the big fan in your family, right?
I am perusing Felicia's book here. It does not look like the
bookmark's
reader
way at the top.
made it past page 35 because I just found the bookmark.
Busted.
Oh man,
I didn't know that was still in there. I really thought that was out.
CSI homework.
Oh no, he's gonna kill me. I dropped the book this morning and it's
Yeah.
like broken.
The binding, I see.
Well, at least you didn't tell anybody.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I do think though is that this is really just a delightful tale. It's kind of an award-winning debut for this author when she wrote it.
Just like Toledo Symphony Lab.
Yeah, I mean it really follows in the footsteps of P.L. Travers and Roald Dahl.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
mispronounced road.
That's okay. We'll fix it later.
He's
No, we
reading
won't.
the cliff notes on the back.
What
He's
is Harry
actually
Potter
reading
supposed
what
to
they said about
So
the book.
does everybody else, have you read the movies? I mean, have you read the books and seen the movies?
Wow, the Press Club of New Orleans has really high standards.
That's right.
They're saying we did what?
No.
So
seen all the
yes,
movies.
yes, we have. We absolutely
you've read
have.
the books, you've seen the movies.
We
how,
followed the
how does the
directions.
movie, talking about the Sorcerer's Stone, which I guess was the Philosopher's Stone, right, in Europe?
Yeah.
A different title. Does anybody know why that is?
Because it is more magical to say sorcerer in the States. I guess philosopher means more in the UK.
Yeah.
It has a different connotation.
Isn't it a song?
Well done. Is it a song?
Yeah.
The Philosopher's Stone?
Yeah.
That I don't know.
I would say
Well,
it's-
you've got your trusty screen there. You can look it up. But my question is, how does the Sorcerer's Stone movie differ from the book? I mean, does anybody want to talk a little bit about that?
The only variation is that they don't have the headless hunt, right? Is
The
that the
headless
only
hunt?
thing they're missing?
I'm not sure.
Remind me of what that
Nearly
is.
headless Nick, or is that the
oh,
second
he's
book?
in there.
Well, he's in the movie.
He's in the movie.
He's in the movie.
Portrayed by John Cleese.
Oh,
But-
right, right.
But he has kind of a small little sidebar that happens, and I can't remember if it's the first or second book. And it's the headless hunt.
Is that the ghost guy in the cafeteria scene when he
Yes.
like lifts his head and
Yes.
it's like, okay, got it.
Yeah.
Right, and there's a little backstory.
That was on
it.
page 36.
Okay, that was it.
Actually,
but honestly,
that's farther in, Felicia. It's okay.
You saw it last night at midnight when you were cramming up on the movie, right?
I
I may
was
be
up at
wrong
midnight.
about this.
Yeah.
But when they initially were making the first movie, Chris Columbus said if it had a chapter, we were going to include it because he wanted to be very, very true to the book. So the first 2 movies are as close as you can get, and then they start to stray by the 3rd movie.
Wow. Okay, well, for people who don't necessarily know the plot of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, or maybe just to refresh a little bit, we're going to do our own version of the movie, and we're going to do it Mad Libs style here on Symphony Lab.
Woo-hoo! Mad Libs.
So I'm going to ask you, I'm going to go through the panel here and ask you guys for words, right? And you're going to give them to me. I'm going to start with you, Felicia. I need the first and last name of someone that we all know.
Zach Vassar.
Got it. I need an
Saw that
object.
coming.
I need give me an object.
A milk bottle.
Very good. Give me a part of the body.
Careful.
That is not a body part.
Knee.
Yeah, you have to say it. Don't point. Okay. Now we need the first and last name of someone else that we all know.
Merwin Sue.
Very good. That makes sense. Now give me
Everyone's like scared.
give me a noun.
Ball.
Okay. A room of the house.
Laundry room.
And an adjective.
Slimy.
Very good. Okay, Tony, your turn. Ready? Give me an animal.
I'm going to do these Harry Potter style. A blast-ended scroot.
How do you spell scroot?
Skrewt.
Got it. Okay.
What is
A plural noun.
It actually showed up in the last...
Blast-ended scroots.
Yeah. With an S. No, the blast-ended scroots actually showed up in the last Magical Creatures movie. Fizzing whiz-bangs.
Okay.
Fizzing whiz-bangs.
This is definitely
Yum.
Harry Potter style, right?
Yeah.
Give me a different plural noun.
Bludgers.
Very good. First name is someone we all know.
Brad.
Excellent choice. First name is someone else we know.
Felicia.
God. It's like we planned this, Tony.
Now I need a proper name or a proper noun.
The Ministry of Magic.
Yes.
Really? Okay. Let me write that down. Okay, Merwin, I need a household object from you.
Roomba.
Nice. Nice.
Wow.
Good one.
Do you have one?
I want one.
Give me a type of sport.
Curling.
Very good.
How about
course.
hockey? Hello.
That's like a
Curling
very...
uses broom.
I see.
Gotcha.
He's ahead of all of
That's
us.
a very, like,
It's very meta.
Canadian thing, right?
They should have yelled "sweep" during the scene. During
know,
Quidditch.
Yeah.
Okay, give me an animal.
Cockatoo.
Okay.
These were all things I was hoping you would say.
I'm going to say them, don't worry. Give me a room of the house.
Wait, I want to hear you say cockatoo again. Cockatoo.
I was very excited too. Right?
Cockatoo?
Pantry.
A pantry. Okay, good. And an item of clothing.
Dungarees.
What is a dungaree?
that?
Is that
They're
like...
like overalls.
Oh,
You know
okay.
the Dungaree doll song, right?
Very nice. All right, Zach, you're up. Give me an inanimate object.
A moss-covered brick.
It's really
Okay.
descriptive, Zach.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Give me an animal.
Penguin.
Very good. A verb
my
ending
spiritual
in
animal.
ing.
Reading.
Okay.
Isn't that called a
That
gerund?
should come in
It
handy.
is a gerund.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
Give me a noun.
Toe.
Toe. Okay, like your big toe. Okay.
Or my small toe.
You're right.
But
Pinky toe.
T-O-E,
Pinky toe.
not T-O-W.
Right. Because that would not be a noun. But okay, different verb ending in ing.
Well, thinking about toe, I'd say caressing.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Zach Vassar, put that milk bottle down.
Leave that one alone. All right, Tamie, you're up. You're the last one, Tamie.
Okay.
Give me a noun.
Humpback whale.
Okay, give me a body part.
Belly button.
Oh,
Nice.
that's a good one.
An
I don't know why.
adjective.
Frightening.
Last name is someone we all know.
Well, everyone on the panel is taken, so I'll say Beethoven.
Okay. A verb ending with ing.
Singing.
And the final one is the last name of someone else that we all know.
I'm going Dumbledore.
Okay.
Dumbledore.
All right. Well, we'll see how these all
That
fit
was
in here.
before page 35.
Yeah,
You should
Felicia,
totally
do you
have
know?
that one.
Do you know
Actually,
who
he
that
might
is?
not have been. Well, he was on
Yes.
the card on the train.
Yes.
That would be early in the
Yes.
book. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I think I'm ready to go.
53, by the way, Merwin.
Let me Let me pull up a little background music and we'll do our Mad Lib, okay? The title of the story is Zach Vassar and the Moss-Covered Brick, okay? This is the story of Zach Vassar, an 11-year-old boy wizard who has a milk bottle-shaped scar on his knee. Zach got the scar from an evil magician named Merwin Sue, who killed poor little Zach's parents when he was just a baby.
Wow.
This is my last episode, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Merwin also tried to kill Zach with his magic ball,
Oh my god.
but only managed to leave the scar, giving young Zach the nickname of the milk bottle that survived. Now an orphan, Zach lives with a horrible family who forces him to live in a small laundry room under the stairs.
That works.
One day, a slimy, blast-ended Scroot comes to Zach with an invitation. He has been selected to attend the prestigious, yet mysterious, Hogwarts School of Fizzing Whiz-Bangs and Bludgers.
Nice.
I like it.
That works.
While at Hogwarts, Zach makes friends with two other students, Brad and Felicia. He is also forced to wear a magical talking hat that sends him to the house of the Ministry of Magic, which is a wizardly version of a frat house. Testing his powers, Zach learns how to ride through the air on a Roomba.
Fancy.
A skill,
The visual of that.
a skill which will come in handy for the school's upcoming curling tournament. The young wizard with the milk bottle scar proves to be a whiz at curling, bringing hope that the house of the Ministry of Magic might win the Hogwarts House Cup for the first time in many years. On Halloween, a pliable cockatoo invades the building, and everyone hides except for Felicia, who is trapped with the beast alone.
Gosh, why do I have to be trapped?
Who is trapped alone with the beast in the pantry. Zach and Brad race to rescue Felicia and defeat the cockatoo. This is just the first of their many exciting adventures together. For Christmas, Zach receives his father's invisibility dungaroos. Wearing the dungaroos, Zach explores the school unseen and learns about the mysterious moss-covered brick, which grants immortality and wealth to its owner. Unfortunately, the moss-covered brick is guarded by a three-headed penguin. When Zach learns that the moss-covered brick is being pursued by the evil Merwin, he vows to find it first. Joining forces with Brad and Felicia, Zach manages to get past the three-headed penguin. To keep things from getting boring, Zach, Brad, and Felicia perform several dangerous feats like reading a toe and caressing a humpback whale.
Home reading. Wow.
Very good. I like that. Palm, like toe reading.
Yeah, like
It'll
palm
tell your
reading.
future.
Yeah.
I look for my
Read my toe.
lifeline. Yeah. Eventually, the trio finds the moss-covered brick, but they are confronted by Merwin, whose face has been implanted on the belly button of their professor of the frightening arts, Count Beethoven.
Wow. Beethoven's belly button.
Yeah. Speaking through Beethoven's belly button, Merwin orders him to kill the milk bottle who survived. Summoning all his magical energy, young Zach once again lives up to his nickname and survives by singing and then blacking out.
Well,
That's about right.
That is something I've experienced many
say
times.
that.
That's
I
what
call that Friday.
Typical, yeah, weekend. Zach later discovers that he was saved by the headmaster at Hogwarts, Professor Dumbledore. Wow.
Hey. Nice.
Good choice. Now that the moss-covered brick has been found, it can safely be destroyed so as not to tempt others. As the school year ends, the House of the Ministry of Magic is awarded extra points for Zach, Brad, and Felicia's bravery and triumphantly wins the prestigious House Cup, thus ensuring Zach's entry into the who's who of the Hogwarts School of Fizzing Whiz-Bangs and Bludgers. Finally, Zach returns to his little laundry room under the stairs for the summer, ripe with anticipation, over what adventures the next several years and movies will bring. The end.
That was cool.
Surprisingly worked.
Yes.
Thank you,
Yeah.
guys.
That was fun.
Tamie, it's like you knew exactly what I was going to say at the end there.
It's fantastic.
I hated it.
Merwin was the evil one.
Yeah.
I need to recruit Tony and Tamie as part of my team.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, it kind of fits in. I remember
It really does.
when we did our superhero podcast. You were like the fiddler. Remember that?
Yeah.
We thought that was a super villain, didn't we?
And he also was known to throw stress balls at his students.
Yeah, that's
so
right, yeah.
that's what he did to me, and why I got
Actually-
my bottle-shaped scar.
Milk bottle shaped. Let's
That's right.
let's clarify.
That's true. Yeah.
Milk bottle shaped scar.
One of my kids
On
actually
your
had a teacher
knee.
that did that.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Was it Merwin?
Probably shouldn't say that on the radio.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I don't have much experience actually writing fantasy novels. But we do have an author here in the studio with us.
Oh, no.
And that is Tony Geftos, who has this wonderful children's book that he's written called The Heart-Shaped Pox, P-O-X, which I guess is based on a real event in your life. You want to give us just a little little promo for the book?
Yeah, it was not supposed to be a book. It was actually, and is actually, just a sonnet that I wrote for my wife when we were dating in 2001, and I came down with chickenpox on Valentine's Day at the age of 24.
Wow.
I couldn't get out of bed, and I didn't know what to do to profess my love. Right. And at that point, she was not impressed with my funny noises.
Is she now?
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
But wait, well,
Still
tell
working
us
on
this
that.
story,
Yeah.
though, because I've heard it said several times. This is about, you got chickenpox on Valentine's Day, and then
Yeah.
you came up with the idea for the book. But what's the whole story there? I mean, how did it end up then? I mean, obviously, you guys got married, right?
Right. Yeah. Now, yes, we're happily married, have 2 kids, and it's almost 18 years after that happened. More than 18 years after that happened. So then, this past Valentine's Day, I started thinking about it again because I drew a comic strip in college, and it wasn't good. I'm not like a
like,
trained
wow.
artist,
wow.
but for years and years and years, my mother would be like, "You should draw this book," and the nagging paid off because I eventually said, "Well, I'm not qualified because I'm kind of colorblind, and I would like it to have some visuals and good color to it." So I recruited this guy who I know who gamely agreed to illustrate the book, and his name is Don Lee, and he's not only an illustrator, but he also does caricatures, and he was a designer for the newspapers, and he does editorial cartoons and illustrations for various newspapers. So he's done that for more than 25 years, and I was like, he's perfect for this. So and he has been. He's creative, and we both love Mad Magazine and things like that, so we got along, and this doesn't have anything objectionable. It is for kids, but it has some weighty language, in terms of 50-cent words. There are, puns that are maybe Shakespearean. So you may have to explain some of the language. It's not offensive language. It's just weighty Old English style language.
Right.
So,
But that's good. I think all children's books should be cast in that kind of that kind of approach.
Right. And when I initially wrote it, it wasn't for a kid, but now I was like, well, I didn't have a target audience in mind, but I hope that everybody appreciates the idea.
This is kind of cool because I'm looking at the photographs, and the jester here is obviously playing your part, right?
Right.
It represents you, and it's sort of a caricature of you. And then the queen is your wife.
Yep.
And there's another character in here. Who is it? The older man.
The Chancellor.
The Chancellor. Is that based on somebody?
That looks like Don. It doesn't completely look like him, but it's similar.
Okay, nice. I want you to read a little excerpt if you don't mind. Do
Okay.
you have it, or you need the book?
I have it.
Here.
Okay. All right.
We all have it? Now, wait a second. Let me get some music to get us in the mood.
So nostalgic.
Okay. The Heart-Shaped Pox by Tony Geftos, as read by Tony Geftos here on Toledo Symphony Lab.
Queen Colleen called her noble regime and commanded a feast for the ages, mincemeat pies, cakes of all size, and a barrel of mead for the pages. For one stipulation for this celebration, no one may come empty-handed. It's Valentine's Day, I'll have it my way. This is what I have commanded. What should I bring? What's the Queen's favorite thing? Whispered knights around the round table. The Chancellor leaned in and said with a grin, a heart-shaped box will prove you are able. The Jester heard too, just a part to be true. It was all the poor Jester could hear, for the bells on his hat jingled this way and that, leaving him partially deaf in one ear. The Jester jumped up and, raising his cup, said, I will win the heart of the Queen. The knights all guffawed. They laughed and hoo-hawed, saying, Jester, you sure are a scream. But this was no joke. It was truth that he spoke. So the Jester dashed out of the hall. He ran to the basement, a place of amazement, where the wizard kept his crystal ball. He dug through the potions and found a few lotions packed up in a mildewy box. He rubbed the stuff in, then watched as his skin went poof and was covered in pox.
Wow.
Keep reading. I think Felicia can get to the end of this one.
No.
No. Yeah, she made it to page 3 so far. I think that's pretty
I
good.
did get to the end of this
Yeah.
this one at home a long
Have
time
you
ago.
What are your impressions, Felicia?
I read this to my daughter, and she related to it, sort of, because she broke out in hives a while back.
Oh,
and
no.
she was like, oh, look, but these are heart-shaped.
Yeah. So, how can people find this if they're interested? You have a website or something that
It's
they
on
can
Amazon, yeah.
They can find it on Amazon.
Heart-shaped
a heart-shaped pox, right?
That's right.
P-O-X.
Yeah,
So the idea is that he misheard what they said.
that's it, yeah. So,
Not to give it away.
well, yeah,
Yeah.
there's more to the story, but it is a very short read. And now that I have kids and they're slightly older now, but growing up and reading to them, you want books that are about 3 to 5 minutes in length because you can get a stack of them and read those for bedtime and just kind of say, are you tired yet? Are you ready? Next one? You want to do one more?
Just try one of these. Time to go to bed. I totally want that to be a stinger on your news
That
news
would be
program.
great.
Yeah, we can give it to you afterwards. Take it over there. See what they think. Right over at 13 ABC.
So, what did public radio do this time?
Yeah,
We also have
that's
a couple of signing events coming up in November as well. So
Okay.
you can check out our website, heartshapedpox.com, which
Yeah.
we put together just for fun.
And it's also on Facebook, right? If folks
Yep.
want
Yeah.
to check it out. Tony Geftos, author and Symphony Lab guest, also from 13 ABC. Well, getting back to Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, that concert is happening this Friday and Saturday. It's Friday, November 1st at 8 o'clock p.m., Saturday, November 2nd, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, both at the Stranahan Theater. Stranahan box office is 419-381-8851 or stranahantheater.com. Now, we talked about who has read the books, right, versus who has seen the movies. Most of you have read the books. Felicia, up to page 36, I believe.
The page
35.
numbers changed.
35.
53.
But you
It was
saw
53.
did you see the whole movie, or did you just get through the first 36 minutes?
She watched the opening credits.
It's actually one of the best parts.
Well,
The music.
partway through the book, I realized quickly I would not finish it before the weekend was through. So we started
How did
watching
you
the movie.
graduate from school?
I
As an
was
actuary,
an
right?
excellent student.
Weren't you an actuary, something like that?
You
Yes.
don't do fiction, is what we learned.
We did
know,
learn that.
Oh, yeah, you
That's
don't.
right.
I realized last night that the last fantasy book series that I read was in middle school. It was Song of the Lioness by Tamora Pierce. And that was the end. I don't know what really happened, but
Well, you got caught up by life, right?
yeah.
People get
it must
busy.
be, yeah.
All those actuarial tables and oboe scores jumping around in your head. Plus, you have
Yes.
2 kids. I mean, that keeps you busy.
Yes.
Too. So, yeah.
That's
I watched
probably
the whole
why
movie,
I
yeah.
never got through all of the books. Like, I kind of skimmed through 6 to make sure it was age appropriate for her when she was ready to read it.
Oh, that's a good
Okay.
tip. I should do that.
But at that point, life was just, I had 3 kids and it was nuts. There's no way I
Yeah.
could spend.
Could you,
And
could
I
you
did
tell us a
not make
little
it
bit,
through.
Tammy, about your life with Harry Potter? Because I
Oh.
do recall a couple years ago, you were responsible for a particular decoration at the Manor House. Why Harry Potter? And
Well,
Hang on. Okay, now you have some theme music. You can tell us
but
the
I
story.
don't have that voice like Tony has.
It's okay.
Just talk.
Well, Tony, you can just tell the story and make something up.
There I was, thinking about how to decorate this room at the Manor House.
Well, Holidays in the Manor House, which is at Wildwood. It's starts the first Saturday in December every year. And I've always gone with, take the kids. We go, we tour the rooms. There's over, I think it's like, I don't even know how many volunteers, hundreds of volunteers that decorate. And then the rooms in the mansion, you apply and you tell them what your ideas are for a room, and they assign you a room and you whatever. And so this is our third year, I think.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this will be our third year. So we went through 2016, I guess, and at the end, Madison and I were both like, we could totally do a room. My thought was, she has a huge snow globe collection. Hundreds. And so there's this cute little closet at the top of the stairs, like a cedar closet with shelves in it. And so my thought was, that would be a good way to start to see if we could handle this or not.
Yeah.
Except the Metro Parks is also a client of mine, and they said, no, you get to do a big room.
You win.
Yay! And so we proposed Harry Potter, mostly because my daughter Madison is an enormous Harry Potter geek and just has tons of stuff and the inside out workings of it. And so we ended up doing one of the bedrooms, and we made it look pretty much like a Harry Potter dorm room, like a Hogwarts dorm room.
It was
so
excellent.
cool.
Because they had a bed in it and stuff, and we had a
But
potions
did
table. And
did it have a flying Roomba?
no, but it had a broom.
It had a sorting hat.
It had a sorting hat. We had the letters coming out of the ceiling down, dropping down, so it looked like when they fly
Very
into
well
the
done.
room. When they fly into the room, and
Is this how your daughter then decorated her dorm room when she went off to college?
well, she lives at home and goes
Okay.
to UT. But when we did tear down the room, the stuff was sorted. This is Christmassy stuff. This is Harry Potter. She's in education. She's going to be a elementary school teacher. So we now have an attic full of boxes marked for Madison's classroom because there will be a Harry Potter reading corner, and there will likely be a Harry Potter Christmas tree at, whatever. So,
Nice.
but yeah, so she was obsessed with the books. She knows, I know like the normal person part of it, the storyline, the character. I know the characters pretty well. She knows all the yesterday when we watched it, she was informing me of all of the people from the series that appear in the Fantastical Beasts 2 movies, because that takes place way before. I think she said Dumbledore at the time was a professor at Hogwarts then.
Yep.
So she's she's throwing out these connections of this one and this one. I'm over here like,
That's what my husband did.
okay.
So Tamie, just to make sure I understand, you also crammed for this program by watching the movie yesterday.
And talking with your daughter.
I
Tamie.
actually have read the books, some of them, and
so
I have
that is a
seen the movie
difference,
a zillion times. But I needed to I haven't seen it for a long time. They're all off on their own, doing their own thing now. They're
So you
not
know
little
that
anymore.
Smeagol is not part of this story.
No,
Yeah.
don't know that one.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we did the room for the Manor House for that. We had a blast with it. So last year we did a different room. We did Santa camping, because you can now camp in many of the Metro Parks. So we did a whole camping theme with a tent and fishing and whatnot. And then this year we're doing a Whoville holiday. So we're doing
nice.
we have the library, which is an incredibly awesome room. And we're going to do one portion of it is Grinch's Lair. And then the big part will be that huge table that winds in when all the Whos are having their the roast beast and
Roast
all of that.
beast.
So, yeah.
Nice.
And
Yes,
they're
but-
who pudding.
Oh, I don't know if we're doing who pudding, but
Once
We have-
again, the
There's
podcast is making me hungry.
Could really go for some Who hash.
Yeah.
some who hash. I actually
right.
did design cans of who hash for the Grinch side. 'cause it's
Wow.
shops.
Wow.
But we're kind of trying to build in like the original book. We have some things from that, plus the three, four, whatever movies there are.
Yeah.
The live action, and the new one from last year, which is
I love the new
That
one.
was so
yeah,
good.
that has a lot of fun stuff in it.
It was
too,
great. It was
so.
totally off book. It
Yes,
wasn't the
yes.
original, but
Yep.
it was great.
So
But will there be a flying Roomba?
no,
Okay.
there might be a dog in a tree.
I feel like a flying Roomba could injure somebody. Not just
maybe.
because of its size,
Like a
but
frisbee.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like a
you
big
have this
frisbee,
idea
yeah.
of
It takes a
lot of
something
skill.
whirring. Yeah, it's like you don't want to see many flying lawnmowers, right? It's just one step removed.
But if
I did see that they have a self-propelled lawnmower that is like a Roomba now.
I actually saw
And-
that.
Really?
My
But
kids,
you
my
use-
kids
you
were.
use it outside,
Yeah,
though,
you
right?
just say, lawnmower activate, mow lawn.
See, that's
Watch
a
out for
lawnmower I
dog.
need.
Like, what do you do?
right.
It seems dangerous.
I've only mowed the
a
lawn
funny story
once
on
in my
that after
life,
too.
but I thought that would be good.
Felicia.
Well, let's wait, say that again. What'd you say, Felicia?
I've only mowed the lawn once in my life.
Oh, man.
This sounds like something that I need.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
many layers of Felicia. We could
Christmas is coming up, everybody.
write all these things about what you haven't done, read, or seen.
Yeah. Only read, would you say, nonfiction? You don't read fiction?
I actually don't even read anymore. I don't have time.
I'm with you.
Because you're so busy mowing the lawn?
No, I don't know what I'm doing with my time.
Wow. You're in here with us. That's the problem, right?
But I remember visiting the room at the Manor House, and it was very organized, and I didn't realize that you had to stay in a line
Yes.
to like go through.
Yeah.
And then I only went for one reason, which was your room.
Thank
so
you.
I ended up cutting the line and jumping ahead like 30 people. But then my husband's like, "Come back here, you're embarrassing me. Like step back here in line." I was like, "Oh, I don't think this is a line. I just
Yeah,
wanted
yeah.
to see one room." And
Otherwise,
Wow.
it would be
And
an
I took all the
absolute
photos.
nightmare of people trying
yeah,
to.
I learned that after
Yeah.
the fact.
They're-
My bad.
well,
I'm sorry.
And security is no longer welcome at the Manor
Security
House.
guards. They're passive-aggressive
Yeah.
security guards. They shame you for line jumping.
She's wearing her glasses today, though, so she's in disguise.
Yes.
See if you can get
No one
past
will
the...
recognize
It's like
me.
getting in
Security guards.
trouble with the librarian.
Yeah. Well, I have
It
a
was a lot
little
of
I have a little quiz for us as we head towards the conclusion of our epic podcast today. This is a Haunted Toledo quiz because this is officially sort of our Halloween podcast. Last year we told ghost stories, and this year we have a Haunted Toledo quiz. Why are you laughing,
I
Zach?
just remembered yours.
I forgot. Oh, is that? Oh, the pulling the leg
Yeah,
thing.
and Emily Dietz just gasping in terror at
I
your
totally
punchline.
had her. Yeah,
it was perfect.
Yeah. Folks can go back and listen to that in the podcast version. It's still up there, still available on the website. So this one is called Haunted Toledo. What I'm going to do is give you 3 different clues, basically like 3 different apparitions that happen at this place, and you have to tell me where the place is, right? What it is.
Wow.
It's a Toledo landmark. And I also have an extra clue that tells you something about the place, right? So let me pull up a little bit of music. This is for our Haunted Toledo quiz. The first one: a group of ghostly little children run through the hallways, hiding from each other in the closets. A scary nun inhabits the balcony and glares hatefully at people below.
Can I say
Tammy,
it?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Just jump in.
Collingwood Arts Center.
That's right. The Collingwood Arts Center. The largest and oldest structure in Toledo, opened in 1905 as a teaching convent for nuns. Supposedly there's also a ghost known as the Shadow Man, who brushes shoulders with the living as they go up and down the stairs.
I think he's one of our
Where?
fundraisers.
Where?
Collingwood Arts Center.
No, but where in the building?
All over.
Yeah.
All over.
Lots of different places.
There's, yeah,
Have you been
things
to
in the attic and
I
Yeah.
have.
the yeah.
Okay,
With Merwin,
here's
actually.
here's another one.
No, it's true. We visited.
I was
Yeah.
looking for Beethoven's belly button at the time.
Did you find it?
Yeah. Evidently so.
All I can think of is Beethoven's Fifth. Beethoven's belly button.
What's in my belly?
That was perfect.
Oh, no. Okay. Stay on target. Here we go. A 19th century woman dressed in a long green dress appears on the staircase. Disembodied footsteps follow people up the stairs. A ghost known as the Captain appears in various areas of the building in full uniform. Zach, you know
Yeah,
this because
this-
I know it too.
Yeah.
your
This-
ghost story
that
came
was my
from
ghost
this.
story, yeah.
What is
It's
it?
The Oliver House downtown.
The Oliver House, yeah. Built on an ancient Indian burial ground in 1859. Yeah.
I
Very
didn't know
nice.
that part.
Wow.
I know Lincoln slept there, but that's all I know.
Yeah, now you know.
Was he alive?
I didn't know that.
The ghost of Lincoln.
You know, everyone who works there always has a ghost story, and it has, I'm told, nothing to do with the copious amounts of beer they consume.
Totally. Tony, I'm just going to follow up everything you say with that sound effect now. I hope you
Please
don't
do.
mind.
Please do.
Okay. It's said that the spirit of a 10-year-old boy. It's said that the spirit of a 10-year-old boy named Jacob wanders the hall along with his parents. I don't have it down here if the parents are ghosts also, but other ghosts who have appeared include the Lady in Yellow and the Distinguished Gentleman. In 2016, this location was featured on the TV program Ghost Hunters.
Really?
Anybody got that? One of the oldest clubs of its kind in the U.S., the original building was built in the mid-1800s but burned down, rebuilt on the same site in 1906. Does that help?
Is this Toledo Country Club?
Almost.
Toledo
take
Club.
out, take out country and put in something
Toledo
else.
The
Club.
Toledo Club.
A
Really?
nautical club.
The Yacht Club.
Nautical.
Toledo Yacht
Yacht Club.
Club. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I will.
Here's the final Haunted Toledo clue. The establishment sports a ghost known as the Man with the Mustache. The ceiling lamps have been seen to sway back and forth on their own. A painting of an old man is often moved to different locations without explanation. Does that ring a bell for anybody? This is part of a restaurant chain.
Is it
You could-
Mancy's?
No. A restaurant chain. You could call it a pasta storage facility. Right?
Oh, the spaghetti warehouse.
That's right.
Wow.
I
had no
can see
idea.
that.
Yeah.
Spaghetti warehouse. Great job, guys.
Your
Now
hints were subtle.
Yeah. Well, I figured I had to help out if need be. Before we end, let me stop this. All right. Before we end today, I asked you all to come up with, if you could cast a spell, a magic spell, a la Harry Potter, what it would be, and what your magic word would be, right? So we'll do a little lightning round. We'll start with me, and then we'll go around the panel here. So, okay, let me find mine. But just to give you an example, right? You know the different favorite magic words, like examples from Harry Potter include expecto patronum, obliviate, and ridiculous. Does anybody know what those are?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah? So somebody tell me. Tony, tell me. what those
Obliviate wipes your memory. Expecto patronum produces your patronus, which can ward off evil spirits such as dementors. And then what was the middle one?
are. Ridiculous.
Ridiculous is something that you can do to a boggart to turn it into something that makes you laugh at it. I wish we would have had more Harry Potter. I'm prepared for this.
Yeah, I know, but I don't
This
know
is my
anything
whole
about
life
Harry
coming
Potter.
down to this moment. Here's what I learned, though, is that there are two different camps, and you can either be a Star Wars fan or a Harry Potter fan, and a lot of times that's it. They don't intersect.
They don't mix.
Really?
No.
That
They're
is
like a
so
special-
not.
So you are
well,
the bridge.
I am
Yeah.
one of the very few who
Uh,
enjoys
wow.
both.
I
Yeah.
can see that. I can see the
This-
distinction there.
Yeah.
This podcast is where they have mixed, obviously.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Because, Tony was on our Star Wars episode, which, by the way, was the episode that was submitted for that Touchstone Award. So, congratulations and thanks to Tony for that. Okay, so here is mine. Mine would be shape-shifting, the ability to shape-shift. The magic word I would use comes from Sesame Street, a la peanut butter sandwiches.
Yes.
Right?
Oh, good one.
Okay, Merwin, let's hear from you.
I'd like the ability to cast a spell where if somebody's telling a lie, they glow a funny color.
What color would that be?
Oh, say, I don't know, orange
I
or
mean,
something.
orange is a funny color.
So, veracitous.
Veracitous. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. How about you, Felicia?
You guys are way more creative. My word would be sleep. And I
Let
would
me
just
guess. Make your kids go to
say
bed.
it, and they would just sleep, and it would be magical.
Be fabulous.
I wish I had thought of that. Yeah.
You could say something like dormentum,
Yeah.
Yeah.
make them dormant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Repose.
Sleep. I think that works. It's a command. Sleep.
Go to bed.
Well, we know that one doesn't work, though.
Yeah, it's true. So you just want it to
Every
be
one of
different.
us as parents has said, sleep. Sleep. Didn't work.
You're going to have to hire a hypnotist. That's the hypnotist
You
word.
have to do like the I Dream a Genie thing with your arms and hands, blink your
Oh,
eyes, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Zach, let's hear your word.
So I would think about something that would be very beneficial to the orchestra, which every person that I would speak to would be so moved about the symphony that they wish to donate. So I would say a simple word along the lines of contributatum.
That's like
And they wouldn't be able to do anything but.
That's expecto donations.
That would seriously shorten your meeting time, I imagine. Your fundraising meetings.
Just be, and we would have no worries.
Wow, nice. I would borrow that one, too. You'd have to come over here and help us out. How about you, Tamie?
Well, I consulted my at-home expert on Tergio, which I
That
believe
sounds
is
a little
spell.
eschatological.
Tergio is a spell for cleaning. So mine would be Tergio Kitchenuptus. Like, someone please
Kitchenuptus.
clean my kitchen.
All right, Tony, you get the final word. What is your magic spell?
This is where mine may have gone awry. I was thinking so bourgeois. Inflatulente.
And is this a spell you perform on yourself or
No.
others?
no, you would make others.
Yeah.
I feel like that would be delightful.
Yeah.
Just to silently.
Takes on a whole new meaning.
Sort of like,
What do you think your co-host would think about that?
Well, I could just wipe the memory, obliviate.
those go together.
Wipe the memory, so to speak. Yeah. Nice.
Inflatulente. You have to say it like Snape.
Yeah.
Yes.
That'll be our next soundboard entry.
Yeah.
Inflatulente.
Oh, you mean the spell, not the effect.
No,
So,
just-
the magic word. Because those do exist. I just don't have any.
I bet, yeah.
I don't have anything queued up. Well, we're going to have to stop it right there for the podcast version of the episode today. The program is Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone in concert, a high-definition showing of the film with John Williams' iconic score from the Toledo Symphony. It's at the Stranahan Theater this Friday and Saturday. Friday evening at 8 o'clock p.m., Saturday at 2 o'clock p.m. Tickets from the Stranahan at 419-381-8851 or StranahanTheater.com. You can also find links to it at ToledoSymphony.com. This program is a production of WGTE Public Media and is generously underwritten by the Rita Barber Kern Foundation in collaboration with our sponsor, the Toledo Symphony. You can download episodes of our program as a podcast by going to our website at wgte.org/lab. You can also subscribe to us through your podcast app of choice, including Apple and Google Podcasts. Don't forget you can check out all the upcoming events at the Symphony by visiting their website at ToledoSymphony.com and their various social media outlets on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. My thanks to Zach Vassar, Merwin Sue, Felicia Canny, Tamie Spears, and Tony Geftos. I'm Brad Cresswell. You've been listening to Toledo Symphony Lab from FM 91.